Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday. I am Amber here on the FTM Sweethearts channel. Our topic this week is things that we've learned by being with a trans person. I want to say first, before I get into the topic, if you're not a Grey's Anatomy watcher, you should definitely watch this week's episode. They have a young trans couple on the show. The patient is F to M and is having top surgery, and his girlfriend is M to F. So they actually, I was really surprised. It was one of the better portrayals of trans folks on TV that I've seen. The doctors were wonderful. They did a pretty good job with the story of, you know, the trans guy's dad comes to the hospital, and they did a pretty good job of dealing with the dad's feelings and everything. So I'd recommend watching, even if you're not someone who normally watches the show. It was a pretty good representation. I think the biggest thing for me that I've learned in being with Shu is it's made me think about my gender. I had a thing for work maybe a month or a month and a half ago where we had a lunch thing where we were talking about gender, and I said to the folks at my table that I don't have a moment or anything where I realized I was a girl. I don't think, because I don't know, I just don't. And some of the other people at my table have brothers, and so they talked about knowing that they were a girl because of what they were allowed or not allowed to do. And I mowed the grass, and my sister and I took out the trash, and we did some of the boy chores in the house, and so I didn't really have a moment where I was like, oh, I'm a girl and those other people are boys and this is what it means for my life. So being with Shu over the last 3 years has really given me the opportunity to think about my gender and how I live my life within my gender. I think being with him has allowed me, or made me much more comfortable with bending gender a little more, with doing some of the things that I thought that I wanted to do or thought that I wanted to wear, but didn't feel like I could because I was a girl. So I shop a lot more in the men's department. I have a soft spot for a good fedora. And I wear men's shoes because I wear a size 11. So finding a good looking pair of shoes in an 11 in women's is kind of difficult. So wearing a 9 in men's makes it a whole lot easier for me to be able to find shoes. So a lot of the shoes that I wear are men's shoes. A lot of my t-shirts are men's t-shirts because I found that they are cheaper and they last longer. So I think that's one thing. It's allowed me to explore the ways in which I express my gender a little bit more, and made me think about, I'd never considered being with someone who was trans. Mostly because I didn't understand it. I didn't know enough about it to feel comfortable enough to date someone who was trans. And, you know, Shu and I met and fell in love before he came out as trans. And it's given me the opportunity to try and understand my own sexuality too. I always identified as bi, but I think being with a trans person, bi hasn't really felt like a term that exactly works, and so I've been mostly using queer as of late. So that's something else that being with a trans person has helped me to do, is to find better ways to express my sexuality. The other thing that being with a trans person has meant for me, being a member of the LGBT community, I knew a lot about gay women and gay men and folks who are bi. But I knew very little about trans stuff, about the transition process. So it has encouraged me to learn more, to understand the process, to understand a lot more about how the human body works and what things will change on hormones, what things won't. I knew that there were surgeries involved, but I didn't really know a lot about them. And so I've learned a lot over the last about year and a half since Shu came out to me as trans, and I think it's been to my benefit. I've been able to help other folks who have questions. and I hope that it will open some doors for me to be able to go out and speak and talk about what it's like being with a trans partner and what the life of a trans person looks like, at least from my perspective as a partner. And I'm hoping to write a book about being a partner of a trans guy, because there's really not a lot of resources out there. So those are some of the things for me. I think that's really all that I have on the topic. I will also put in the description down below a similar statement to what Shay put in hers. We're looking for a couple folks for the channel, so if you're interested in recording videos for us, we would love to have you come on board. I believe the email address is ftmsweethearts@gmail.com. So drop us a note or find one of us on Facebook or in the FTM Sweethearts group or one of the other groups that we're in. So I hope everybody has a great week, and if you live in the New England area, please be safe, stay warm, and I'll see everybody next week.